Good morning, everyone. I'm Margaret Lowe. As you just heard, I'm president of AtlanticLIVE, and it's great to see such a packed house this morning on this lovely, chilly spring day. I confess, my notes actually said on this beautiful sunny morning, but my weather app gave me false hope early in the week. But after all, this is Chicago. But it is wonderful to see you all here for this Atlantic Summit about the air we breathe. And air is something that we all share, and so its quality is vital to all of us. 47 years after the passage of the Clean Air Act, the air we breathe in this country is far cleaner than it is in much of the world. That said, air pollution still contributes to serious respiratory disease like asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and lung cancer. And not to get too dark too fast, but nearly half of the country's population live in places where air pollution routinely reaches unhealthy levels. And beyond what's happening outside, the EPA estimates that we spend 90% of our time inside, and the air we breathe indoors can be even more hazardous to our health. The culprits, everything from poor ventilation to chemicals we can't see or smell. Thankfully, the story of America's air quality is still being written. Innovators and design visionaries are rethinking our living spaces, and scientists are working with urban planners to develop sensors to track sources of air pollution. And Chicago is actually on the forefront of these efforts. This morning, we'll talk about all that and explore the state of air in America, spotlighting ideas for making the air we breathe cleaner and for all of us healthier. Before we get started, I want to thank our underwriters, Chess Foundation, Behringer Ingelheim, and Dyson for making this Atlantic Summit possible. We're very grateful to all of you, and I do want to make sure that everybody knows to check out, I think it's called the Dyson Smoke Box back there when you, before you leave. It's very cool. You watch it suck pollutants out of the air. And a quick note on other things before we get rolling. Please silence your cell phones, but don't put them away. We are on Twitter at AtlanticLIVE. That's all one word. We'd love you to join the conversation using the hashtag Air Summit, Atlantic Air Summit. It's right up there. And we want you to join the conversation in the room, too, so we'll leave time for your questions throughout the morning. Our first conversation today is going to set the stage for the day with a look at the policy landscape and the potential impact on the air we breathe. To bring this conversation to life, it is my pleasure to welcome William Becker. He's the Executive Director of the National Association for Clean Air Agencies. Tanya Winders, CEO and President of the Allergy and Asthma Network. And Harold Wimmer, National President and CEO of the American Lung Association. And here to lead the conversation, my colleague, Senior Editor of The Atlantic, Ron Brownstein. Ron?